Hey guys, what's happening? So first and foremost, all of you in the comment section, you are all awesome, squad. And so because I like to hang out in the comment section for a while and chop it up with you guys about the different issues, in this case the Hunt for Wolverine, and one of you guys just had like the craziest comment, man. Like one of you was like, why don't they just ask old man Logan, where would you go? Because essentially that would just solve everything. There wouldn't be no Hunt for Wolverine. In theory, they could just figure out that way where he's at, and the Hunt for Wolverine would be like 2 pages long. Question, answer, done. Maybe 3 issues. And for that reason, I wanted to clear up some of the differences between Old Man Logan and the original Wolverine, because they're the same but different. And for that reason, Kitty Pryde just can't pick up the phone, call Logan and be like, hey old man, if you had been trapped in adamantium and I'd let you out and buried you, where would you go? Old man Logan probably would have been like, hey look, I'm gonna stop you right there. First of all, I would have just let that adamantium flow through them tubes and killed them people. I'm sorry. I'm playing. No, but seriously, even though this idea sounds like it may work in theory, I would beg to differ that Old Man Logan truly would not know. And there's really 2 main reasons why. Like, this is gonna be a quick one. But the first reason is because we don't know if Wolverine just got up on his own or he had been taken. And it's very likely to be the latter, because when we see Wolverine early on after he's reappeared, he's in this strange all-black suit. He's clearly carrying out some type of assassination, and it very much seems like a mindless Wolverine who has been either brainwiped or revived without his memories, and someone used his mind as a blank slate and weaponized him from there. And that's my first reason. And the second one is a little bit longer, mainly because Old Man Logan is from a different timeline. And so the whole thing about being from a different timeline and being from a different reality, that also in itself is another one of those same but different type of things. And hopefully this will make a little more sense in just a minute, because you have your cases where you have this completely different Earth, which is very similar to the main continuity, which was the 616, and on this other Earth, 1 or 2 things happening different can change absolutely everything. And in this case, for this Wolverine, Old Man Wolverine, like 50 years prior to where we first seen him, he had killed all the X-Men. And this happened because he had been led to believe by Mysterio that he was being attacked by all villains, and as a result, he slaughtered them all, thinking that they were villains attacking him. And the Earth that this happened on was Earth 807-128, which has been designated as a different Earth completely from your 616 or even your Marvel Prime Earth after Secret Wars. And so just as a comparison, and not comparing the actual way that each fight went down, but just the initial reaction of one Wolverine to the other, because you really can't compare it fight for fight, because I do strongly believe that this one in the 616 would have been like way worse of a slaughter. But just in the perspective as a comparison of 2 different Wolverines given a very similar situation, and doing this by pinpointing a situation where you had either one of them in a position where they were led to believe that they're being ambushed by an unbelievable number of villains. Because much like Old Man Logan, this happened to Wolverine, and at the end of the day, it was really just Loki playing a trick. But either way, this could have went bad, like real bad, especially in this case where a majority of the people are actually just regular people. And as far as Sabretooth, him actually being Thor, and Thor I'm not so much worried about, but everybody else, had this been Old Man Logan at a younger age, everybody else would have got killed too. But the difference between the decision making of the original Wolverine was he decided to leave there and regroup, and he only engaged Thor because Thor followed him. And to this Wolverine, he still appeared to be Sabretooth at that point, and they fought for a while and eventually figured it out. But that, in my opinion, is just an example of what I believe is one of the biggest differences between your original Wolverine and your Old Man Logan. Because Old Man Logan, in that situation, he went for the kill, versus your original Wolverine, who didn't just go through slaughtering people, but rather went through Sabretooth, who was actually Thor, and just got out of there. And that's just one of many examples that shows us in similar situations, these 2 guys would make completely different decisions. And so now, to even take it a step further, in the Old Man Logan storyline, through the use of time travel, we got to see that Old Man Logan, who has really over the course of time been through a number of the same events, but in Old Man Logan's timeline on his Earth, these events stretched over a longer period of time, reaching back further than the Wolverine that we know. And in this case, just looking at the timestamp of the wars he's fought in, his induction into Weapon X, and even his infamous encounter with the Hulk, like when you compare these timelines from both these 2 different different Earths side by side, Old Man Logan was not only born before but also lived well after the death of Wolverine, and this overall gives him a much longer lifespan. And not just counting the 50 some odd years after the death of the X-Men, but even going back to before the original Wolverine, like he's always been older. Like he's fought wars before the Wolverine we know was even born. And because of that, this version of Wolverine, he just thinks different. Over a longer life, even seeing different battlefields, he's just made different decisions and become a different person. And even if you take it back to a time when the original Wolverine was still encased in adamantium and Old Man Logan was still fairly new on the scene, and Captain America brought Logan to see the original Wolverine and really just show him that, dude, you're dead. Like, you were covered in adamantium, you suffocated, you died, and that's it. And really just showing him like, this is what happened to Wolverine in this universe. And that's one of the things I wanted to talk about when it comes to different Earths and also alternate futures. Because before Old Man Logan arrived on Prime Earth, like back during Secret Wars, Emma Frost told him, like, you're different from everyone else. Like, looking in your mind and seeing your past and your future, like, it belongs neither here or there. And at the time, it was referring more to, or more so towards your 616 and your 1610 universe, and the mashup of different heroes that you had thrown together on Battle World. But when Emma Frost had said that Old Man Logan, he's the difference, like, out of everybody's minds that she's read and everybody's mind who she's overheard, Old Man Logan didn't belong to any of their stories. And just thinking back on that right now, it kind of echoes this old theory that I've had like forever. And you guys will probably think I'm crazy for this, but if you guys remember Old Man Logan, like Wolverine Old Man Logan, where Doom was watching Old Man Logan and Hawkeye. And like throughout that story arc, like the appearance of Doom really doesn't go back into anything. But because of that, in my mind, and oh man, this really feels like a confession from the realm of speculation, but anyway, in my mind, I've always felt like that was like Doom from Time Runs Out, when he was traveling throughout the multiverse with Molecule Man. Like in the back of my mind, and taking what Emma Frost said, I felt like Doom had traveled there, peeped out Old Man Logan, and when he created Battle World, he intentionally brought him there as like a placeholder. And it's a real crazy theory, I know, but it gets worse. Alright, so here we go. And I'm not gonna get too deep into it, but because Time Runs Out and Secret Wars showed us how alternate Earths can be destroyed by the use of Molecule Man, I really felt like this was like a setup or for a tool to further show us how alternate Earths can be created with time travel, with Dr. Doom going through space and time and literally orchestrating the events that bring about Old Man Logan. But that one's a little bit off the deep end. But I do gotta say that I feel a little bit better getting that off my chest and just getting it out there. Like a Comics Anonymous meeting, and I had to get up and just tell my theory. And because of that, now I'm just one step closer to sanity. And probably not, but oh well. But yeah, bottom line, if somebody goes back in time and changes an event, from that moment forward, that Earth will have a completely different number. And that's something we talked about a bit more in my Hulk Steals the Infinity Gauntlet video, because the Kang from the 1610 universe was from their future. But due to time travel and change, this Kang, which was Sue Richards from the future of the 1610 universe, her alternate future, that alternate reality, had a different Earth designation number. And it's really that way with any version of Kang, or any time travel storyline, whether it be Age of Apocalypse, Age of Ultron, it just causes a butterfly effect. But the last thing that I would have to say that ties in with this whole idea, it would have to be the conclusion of that Wolverine series. Wolverine's issue 20, I believe, was the last one. And at the conclusion of that series, Mystique was met by Destiny, and Destiny told Mystique, like, if you are to survive, I need to bring back Wolverine. Like, the world needs a Wolverine. Like, if he's not there, then it's all over. Almost as if he's a placeholder from keeping everything from falling apart. But anyway, this is not supposed to be a deep video. So for that reason, I'm gonna wrap it up right here. And I personally do not believe that you could just ask Old Man Logan, what would he have done had he been the younger Wolverine in this timeline? Because his answer just would have been completely different. But let me know what you guys think down in the comments. Let me know if you feel like that would have worked for whatever reason. And even let me know what you think about my crazy Doom theory. But that's it for this one, guys. Hit me up in the comments and we'll do it again on the next one. All right, later.